Hi. I'm a victim of group stalking, group harassment, vigilante stalking, whatever you want to call it. Pretty much some guy, average guy, single, in my 40s, and for whatever reason, people took it upon themselves for like close to really this new form or whatever it was. It started in 2007. Um, it's really sick and immoral to go and systematically take somebody's hearing away from them or try um, to mess with somebody's mind with a magnetron. Uh, it's still happening. It's just not blatantly obvious about it. A lot of people in the town know, and people just turn a blind eye. Supposedly because I'm a pedophile. I've never done anything to kids. Never touched a kid. Or whatever. That's what they said to me. So I don't know if they even believe that crap. But it's basically just a reason to start crap on people nowadays in 2017, 2018. Uh, you know, we live in an age where gossip, rumors can ruin somebody's life. I lived in the deep south for 10 years, from 2007 to 2017, and I'm an atheist, so you can tell like where how this is going. A lot of Christians in the South talk about how they're being Christians are being persecuted, and they've been harassed and blah blah. Not really in the South, no. The people that are doing the harassment, the stalking, the bullying is Christians. I lived in 7743 Scottwood in New Orleans, Louisiana, and also lived in 450 Rickaby, Mobile, Alabama. And yeah, Mobile was worse, way worse. There's Christian Haitian people there in churches, and they pretty much harass and bully people that aren't Christian. That like you could be like Middle Eastern type of or Indian type of uh, philosophical type of religion, and they're pretty much going to go after you and harass you and just getting your business type of thing. It's the South. Everybody says that the South is gentle and kind and friendly. It wasn't really that friendly towards me. Like you just try to live your life and mind your own business, and it seems the more you try, the more people try to get in your business. I mean, I kind of look down on the people that do this stuff, the group stalking. It usually isn't like the cops are involved and whoever it is, right? Yeah, it could be a doctor. I mean, it talks about like your moral fiber, right? If you just like turn a blind eye to somebody being tortured like that, and what else are you gonna do, right? I mean, you're pretty much capable of doing anything at that point. Uh, Murdering, raping somebody, or who knows? Because hey, so and so said so and so about so and so. You know, a lot of people are saying how America is you're better than the rest of the world because we don't do this. No, that happens here too. It's been happening probably forever in the South. They just go and pick on people and push people out, and it's kind of funny because a lot of these people like already wrote books about how the South is, and how it really is in the South, and how it's basically smoke and mirrors in the South. People say one thing, do the complete opposite in the South. They'll talk about like Southern manners and blah blah blah. I mean, some of it sounds good on paper. I mean, be respectful. You don't have to be from the South to be friendly or respectful. But the thing about the South is everybody gets in your business when you first move there. People were, I lived in, especially Mobile when it wasn't the best neighborhood. It wasn't even like people stole from me and somehow it was my fault. It's just people were like stalking me and spying. That's what something happened here too. I live in a Paso now, and people came here and got my business and spied on me, and they were like it was a joke, right? Like it's funny to do that to somebody, and totally accepted, and cops don't know about it. They pretty much consent to it. They just turn a blind eye. The airport, TSA, they don't do anything. They help these people. This is what so-called morals get you in 2018, especially if you criticize Christians, right? I mean, Southern Christians, yeah, people are fake saying how God or this or how the world is this, but then you just turn a blind eye to people being tortured in your country. Yeah, it's wrong. Food stalking is this is a scourge on society. It's pretty much saying like we get because we're society or we're a lot of people in society. We get to say and do whatever we want about you. We get to play any game we want on you, and we got cover from the cops and this and this and that. It it kind of they're trying to come at you with a moral angle, but at the same time they're doing a moral behavior, right? It's like it doesn't really work that way. But you know, everything in the short term works, right? You could like Nazis worked for a while. So I don't know. That's what people in this society are really trying to get to. Like that's the place you want to be. You know, just banishing people from society. If that's the case, just give them somewhere to be where they're not gonna get harassed and bullied and stalked or whatever. We actually start making we don't want you in the United States or to live list. You know, it's, it's it's funny when people say, well, group stalkers are just mental, blah, blah, blah. Maybe that's true, but maybe there's also how did they get all mental like that? It was it group harassment on a mass level where you're supposed to not say anything while everybody goes running their mouth about that person's business. Usually a man though. I don't know how it is in other countries, but in the United States, it's usually a man that's gonna get harassed like that. If a woman got harassed like that in the United States, they would be like, outcry. Everybody will go and start petitioning and blah blah blah. But since it's a lot of men mostly, it's okay. Let's just turn a blind eye to all this stuff. It's really a human. It's a humanity type of crime where you know it's you try to say you're doing it for this and this and this reason, but what you're doing is basically just meddling in somebody else's life and torturing somebody and doing the crimes against humanity type of things. You know, it's very I guess very easy to turn a blind eye. It isn't affecting me. Why should I care? They're trying to do something good. Blah blah. It really isn't doing anything anybody good. And the funny thing is, like pedophiles, serial killers, rapists, a lot of these type of in 2018, a lot of this crap could be avoided if we just allowed people to go to therapy. If we made therapy mandatory for people that were going on that path, you know what I mean, on a dark path, we allow that to happen to people, and then sometimes we even set it up like when society, like in certain parts of every city, there's different type of society taking hold where doing the bad thing actually pays off, where not being so good is better. A lot of people are gonna say, "Well, that's not how that's not how it is. That's not that man says this and this, or that person says this." But look what you're doing. You're just minding your business, staying in your house. Or that's what I'm doing. Or living your life, and people are interfering with it. That in one way or another in 2018, that's okay. That's nothing immoral to interfere with somebody else's life. It just it's just hilarious how people will throw the most stupidest crap at you and say you're a piece of shit, you're immoral, you're blah blah blah, while they're doing immoral behavior at you. You know what I mean? It's like, who's the most immoral one? I mean, there's a lot of immorality to go around, right? And every time they pick on somebody like that, it just shows how far we need to go. Like, on top of it, a lot of probably the whole scenario is to try to put them on. I guess not to be a harm, but if you're gonna torture somebody like that, you're gonna harass somebody like that everywhere they go, and do you're setting yourself up for stuff to happen to people. You know what I mean? I bet you a lot of these mass shootings, a lot of these the school shootings, all this stuff. I bet you is related to violence that happens to that person too. Harassment, stalking, bullying, group harassment, basically just bullying by a lot of people to one person. But that turns into, we have morals and we have values, and I don't know if it's politically based, part of, or religious based, but morality isn't about torturing people. Morality is about trying to do the best you can, and with the limited options that you have, and try to take the better path. So it not only that, this first, it started with the terrorists. Oh, let's terrorists. This shouldn't be held by the same laws, and we should treat them differently than we treat an American citizen, and blah blah blah. And then we went down that path, right? And then it was American terrorists. Oh, we need to do it to terrorists, and then now it's undesirables, whatever that is. From the chick uh, and that Judge Kavanaugh thing where they were doing death threats to her and all this, and they were going, well, just go to the local police. The local police most of the time doesn't do anything. Uh, yeah, shocker. They usually never do shit unless it's unless it's one side, the winning side. Then they'll take their side. Basically, that's what most police now are. They'll turn a blind eye, or they're playing along with the same crap that other people are doing. They're not really the moral high ground that people think. That's kind of eye opener, to see that actually happen in front of your own eyes. And then these people are gonna say they're the good guys, or you know, society and the way we have it now has a lot to be accountable for, like the way we treat prisoners and homeless people, and we're supposed to be better than that. You're not supposed to put people in solitary confinement for basically anything. If you ever get arrested or anything like that, you say you're suicidal or something like that, put you in solitary, basically. So that's immoral. It's immoral to put people in solitary for any little thing. Solitary should be out loud. And it's kind of funny, right? Because at the same time, these people are just doing their job. But at the same time, that's kind of like what Hitler's people did, right? They were just doing their job. Some soldier was just doing their job. Some prisoner was, some guard was just doing their job. You know, it's it's kind of one of those things where you see a lot of people say about Christian, how they're supposed to be, the world's supposed to be better if you're Christian or you're Muslim. In the United States, it's Christian. And how better the world is, and how more just and fair it is. It really isn't if you use religion as a hammer, or as a weapon against other people, and bludgeon it with it. You know what I mean? Uh, that was used against me because in the Deep South in New Orleans, I was blah 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 all over the place because I wasn't Christian. They try to say it's because of this and that. How come they don't pick on anybody else like that? You know what I mean? They just allowed somebody to get picked on and harassed and bullied, and the cops just basically turned a blind eye to a lot of this crap. That's kind of how it works. Or they participated in it. Who knows? You know, all I know, if you're being stalked and harassed, you gotta get away from all this crap, all this society that it's going haywire. You need to find yourself or start a compound where people aren't allowed to get harassed and bullied and stalked and tortured like that. Magnetron, they're trying to say, well, I'm pretty sure in their mind they're like, well, we just did it for a little bit and blah blah. A magnetron is basically microwaves. They take the thing from the microwave and use it on people, and it causes brain damage, causes kidney damage, causes liver damage. It causes all mess of damage in your body, and they do it in a way so they try to act like nobody's at fault. Like there's nobody responsible for this, and nobody knows. Like the cops in El Paso know, and they think it's totally okay because blah blah blah. The level of immorality that is shown when people do crap like that, and the type of cover up that has to be done to. But basically, they're not really covering it up. They're just blatantly doing it and saying it's okay because blah blah blah. We're doing it for the kids, or we're doing it for this, or we're doing it for that. It's like, it's pretty shallow crap that you're really doing it. You're just doing it to get off on torturing some guy. That's really what all this is about, right? Torturing some guy, harassing some guy, getting in that man's personal life, cyber stalking some guy, and all this is okay because blah 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 blah. That's what the problem is, right? And to not like, how can you defend yourself, one person against this? You can't. That's the 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 irony in this. They talk about how you're supposed to be a predator, you're supposed to be a monster, you're supposed to be this, you're supposed to be that. You can't really defend yourself against every person that comes around starting shit on you. And if you try to do something to them, they're magically the cops interfere and and they play the victim like they didn't do anything wrong, and we shouldn't harass them, and it's just like the most low life crap that happens to people or they're being cyber stalked. It's basically for a bunch of stupid crap based on rumors and gossip, and this is happening in 2018. You know, we just put scarlet letters on people, and we just, I don't know. It's just wrong. I mean, we're supposed to be better than this. It's not about the person undesirable or or the criminal, or it's not about them. It's about how society is supposed to be better than that. How society is supposed to be more moral and just than that. And if you're a part of a member of society and you just allow all this crap to happen to people, you're not that great yourself, you know? It's just a plain simple fact. If you allow people to totally get tortured and you allow people to get bullied, you're not that great. Well, that's just my 2 cents. I would say if you're the victim of being cyber stalked, and you can you can move to the smallest place you can outside the town, and just go in the town just to go shopping or whatnot. Start your own commune, I would say. Uh, a place where you can just be left alone, not be bullied and harassed, and because that's a thing now, magically. That we going backwards instead of going forwards. You know what I mean? We we're supposed to be this tough on crime. We need to punish. It's kind of funny when it's on the shoe of the person being punished, and then magically everything changes. Well, we shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny how that works in society in America. We all love to talk about punishment and how this and this the person deserves this and this and this. But when it comes to our punishment, you know, we don't want to take it. We don't want to, you know, like would these people would love to be hit by a magnetron and get brain damage and as people mess with their hearing? I'm sure the answer would be no. But when it comes to doing it to other people, it's totally moral, totally okay. That's the irony about America. It talks about how you're supposed to be able to have sex with whoever you want, right? It's just long as they're consensual and they're legal age and all that. But then in America, you also get a lot of crap if you become a swinger, or it's like it's a taboo thing to do, and you see it on TV. They'll show it and all that, but it's really bullshit. What happens is a lot of these places it has to be kept underground because all this hypocritical Christian places they have swingers there. They have a bunch of stuff happening there. Tons of crap, drug addicts. But magically, nothing happens in a Christian nation. In Christian, if everybody was Christian, it would be perfect. Nope. Look at the Muslim nations. They're not perfect. They have a bunch of criminals there. A bunch of crap happening there. So, I don't know. I just think society needs to grow up and start actually being moral to people that they find undesirable. For whatever reason, I've been getting picked on for constantly, no matter what. And I think it mostly has to do with you being a man and you're trying to live by your own way, and somehow that comes across as being a piece of shit, and blah, 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 blah. That's how people take it out. If you just do your own thing, you see how society really treats people that it views it as strange or weird or whatever. It's kind of sad that's where we're at now in society. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Have a good day.